And I was brought in to coach him because he was losing people. People in his department were losing 10% of their employees a year on turnover. He was losing 35% of his staff annually. And so I was brought in to coach him. And I was watching him one day, and he got angry at somebody who brought him some bad news. And he literally threw a cup of coffee across the room, coffee, it was empty, threw papers at that individual, and I asked him afterwards, I said, why do you do that? Do you think that's effective? And he says, they have to learn. They've got to learn that the job's the most important thing. We got to get results. There are no excuses. And I said, and he says, and they have to understand that's who I am. So, are you really that way? He said, yeah, that's who I am. I said, let me ask you a question. When you go to your children's school for a PTA conference with your wife, and the teacher says something that, about your child you don't quite like, do you get up, you throw the crayon box across the room? Do you break the chalkboard? Oh, of course not. I said, and I know you're a church-going person. You go to church on Sunday. If the pastor says something or when somebody in the congregation says something that upsets you, do you get angry and rile and start yelling and cursing? Oh, of course not. So that's not who you truly are, is it? It's who you are in the workplace, because it's what you think in your mind. It's your vision of what a leader is. And let me tell you something. That's not what a leader is. Now, I give this gentleman full credit. He took about 8 months. I worked with them, but he gets the credit. He did the hard work. He changed. And I was in a meeting about 7 months later, and somebody brought something up kind of negative. And he said, tell me more about that, very calmly. And the lady, as happened to be, explained that. And he says, you're hesitant to tell me, why is this? And she goes, well, we've known this for weeks, but we're all afraid you're going to blow up at us, and we don't want that. And he stopped the meeting right there. And he said, you know what? I realize I used to do that. I can't promise you I'll never do it again, but I am working on it. I'm doing my best, and I want you to come to me with problems. And if I ever fall by the wayside again, please call me on it. He changed, but he changed.